Hey guys, welcome to Refresh Rewinds. I'm Christina, he's Aaron. Today we're watching 1999's Office Space.
Yeah, one that we've probably both seen.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's on TV all the time and stuff. I remember watching it when it first came out in '99. I just graduated high school. I was about to enter the workforce and everything, so this was right up my alley.
Okay.
And plus, he made Beavis and Butthead. Mike Judge did. That's who wrote it and directed.
Okay, awesome. I'm looking forward to this. I mean, I've seen it a bunch of times, but to actually watch it again, I guess, I'm just super excited for
Sometimes
this.
it's good just to have an hour and a half long comedy just to pop in and have a good laugh and everything.
That's right.
It's also kind of part of our 100 movie poster, so somebody thought it was relevant enough to put it in there.
Well, and then today they made it super easy for us because since it's just a typical working movie, they drink normal items and they drink Dos Equis, which thankfully we both enjoy.
Yeah, exactly.
So we're going to enjoy a couple Dos Equis while we watch the movie, and we'll see you guys after.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Hello, Peter. What's happening? I'm gonna need you to go ahead and come in tomorrow. So if you could be here around 9, that would be great. Okay? Oh, and I almost forgot. I'm also gonna need you to go ahead and come in on Sunday, too, okay? We lost some people this week, and we need to sort of play catch-up. Thanks.
Hey guys, we're back. We just watched Office Space.
It's so good. It was so fun.
It's so real.
It is real. Like, it's so real in the fact that, like, I noticed that, like, none of the license plates have a state.
Oh, it didn't?
Uh-uh. It didn't show you exactly where they were from, and I think that's just kind of the whole generic, just Anytown, USA can totally have those people in that setting, going through those problems. Yeah. And, just being stuck on the hamster wheel. Pretty
much. I mean, it starts off initially with, like, just crappy traffic. And we've all been there where you're in one lane and you're like, man, why is that lane moving? He moves over, that one stops, and the other one that he was just in.
That happens to me all the time.
It does happen to you all the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, just pick a lane and stay in it. It's just easier.
So now I do, and now I just sit there for hours and everybody moves around me.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens.
Yeah. And
he has, like, the crappy coworkers there where he hears, like, the annoying little voice.
Oh, the girl that puts everybody on hold. And it's like, just a moment.
Just a moment.
Oh, my God. Even the fact that he knows that the door handle's going to shock him on the way in.
And yet
it still
does.
Every single time.
Yeah.
So.
And then he gets told about the same mistake on the TPS reports. Peter.
Yeah. Ron Livingston.
Yeah. He gets told about the same mistake that he made by
all of his bosses.
Everybody. Yeah. Even his coworkers.
It's like you're not allowed, like, it sucks too because you've all been in a position where it's like, oh, I forgot to do
that one
little thing. And it's like, yeah, I know, I forgot that time. It's like, well, just don't do it again. It's like, oh, I'll never make a mistake again. Like, I could see the frustration, and like I said, at that time, I was getting into phone help desk.
Okay.
I was help desk in a cubicle.
Oh God.
I had pictures up, and I had like a book there for downtime, and I was just like, this movie speaks to me.
It does.
And it's like, what's funny is like when so to jump forward a little bit, he goes for hypnotherapy, to just kind of like stop living in the same rut, and so that he goes, is this
make me feel like I'm fishing.
Every day is like horrible, worse than the last day, and so he goes like, is this the worst day of your life? And he goes, yeah. The therapist is like, wow. So he goes and he tells them, I'm going to count to 3, and you're going to feel like all your worries and cares have washed away, and you're going to feel confident in yourself, and 1, 2, 3, and then he freaking kills over and doesn't snap it out of it. And he's just there, and it's like, I feel like through the screen that happened to me at that job, I was just like, I don't care. At all.
He's like, once that hypnotherapy session happens, you can just see his demeanor change. Yeah. His boss had come up to him and asked him to work Saturday and Sunday, which, no.
Yeah, right.
Weekends are ours, like, not doing that.
Yeah. And he sleeps the day away. He sleeps
the whole day, and he's so happy with it. And I'm like, I feel you. There are days where you literally want to do nothing.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It's fine.
Yeah. He goes... he's got at least 2 good buddies at work and stuff. Samir and Michael Bolton, not related.
Not related.
So they go to breakfast and lunch and stuff together, and they go over to Tchotchkes.
I love that they
Tchotchkes. Yeah.
I love that they go there like literally. It feels like 10 minutes after they've been at work.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, do they not have office coffee?
Yeah. So then they go there, and then. Peter sees Jennifer Aniston's character, Joanna, and she's working there, and she's kind of going through the same thing too. She's like, this is just a job for a paycheck.
Yeah.
And, we've all had those. So it's like, the boss wants her to be like super employee. There's like Brian.
Yeah.
He's got 37 pieces of flair all over him, and she's
and
only got the bare
15.
minimum. And she's like, okay, then I'll get more. And it's like, well, not what I'm saying.
Only if you want more.
Yeah. It's like, okay, so, but, they're kind of running a parallel course.
Yeah.
He's going on with this crappy job, and I don't want to be there. And she's like, I mean, how they finally get to go on a date, and she asks him, what do you do? It's like, well, I work over it in a tech, and I'm a programmer there, and I, changed because it was in 99, so it was the year Y2K. We had no idea what was going to happen. So he's changing going through just lines of code, changing it from a 2-digit to a 4-digit.
Yeah.
And you could tell that she's just zoning out. And he's like, yeah, never mind. It's not important or whatever, but I'm not going to go anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what are you going to do to pay bills? Yeah, I'm not going to pay those either. So it's like, we've all been there. It's like, it's just real life.
Oh, it totally is. And I love Jennifer Aniston in this. She's fantastic. At that point, she had some success with Friends already on the air. Yeah. And I think it's funny that they made her a waitress in this movie because she's a waitress on Friends and a terrible waitress on Friends.
Yeah.
Like, she's like the worst one. So the fact that she's a waitress here and she's just kind of a mediocre, like, I'm just going to do my job.
Yeah.
Was even better.
Yeah. So then comes the consultants, and on the way back from the breakfast, the efficiency consultants, whatever, and everybody just kind of realizes that they're kind of downsizing.
Yeah.
And so everybody's on edge. They don't want to go in for their meeting, and the guys that played the Bobs, John C. McGinley and the other guy and stuff, were like just great. Just like, so tell me exactly what do you do here? And it's like, people are trying to like, how do you describe your job?
Yeah, you're interviewing for the job you already have.
I am essential.
Yeah.
Like, we're mission essential or whatever. So it's like, you want to start making stuff up, but then you don't because people are going to call you on it. And then you're just trying to think of like, every day I come in and you realize you actually don't really do a lot.
Right.
And then so they just start downsizing.
But their job is kind of redundant.
Yeah. And by this time, Monday had rolled around and the weekend was supposed to be worked. And Peter was like, nope. And he comes in and everyone's like, dude, where the hell were you? And it's like, you got your meeting with the Bobs. And he goes in there and tells them like it is.
Yeah. He's like, I do 15 minutes of actual work per week. And I'm like, dang, that takes balls to go in and tell somebody who's possibly downsizing.
Yeah.
I work 15 minutes a week, but
he didn't care at that time. He was hypnotized, and so he tells him how it is, and he just stares at his desk and pretends to work and doesn't care about certain bosses, and he's not really pushed to be above mediocre.
And you can tell the Bobs are like wide-eyed when he goes, yeah, I have 8 bosses, and they're like, hold on, you what? You have
so
8?
When I mess up, it just rolls and rolls and rolls. So they were excited that somebody just spoke the truth about how the company is ran. They're not part of it. They're outside consultants.
Yeah.
So he ends up kind of getting promoted and is giving people below him, and he doesn't care about the job. Whereas the guys, his 2 buddies, Mike and Samir, are going to be fired.
Yeah.
So they deal with that, and they're like, how the hell? You didn't do shit.
Yeah.
And then we're on the streets now.
Yeah.
And so they come up with the plan to insert a bug into the system that takes fractions of a penny and throws them into a separate account. Mm-hmm. And over time, this account would just kind of slowly build. Yeah. And it was like the plot of Superman 3, I guess. So they go through this like crazy scheme or whatever, but it really is just like, load, here you go, load. And they're like, well, that was easy.
Yeah, but how they passed it around their bag and they were like, all like stealthy with it.
The music was on point. Like it was cool.
Felt very like Secret Agent. It was funny.
Yeah. And then at the end of that day, when they finally load in the bug into the system to start pushing all these fractions to different accounts and stuff, they grab the printer, the evil printer.
Oh, yes.
The PC load letter, paper gem.
That was a mistake.
Yeah.
That was completely a mistake. The guy did not know that error code was going to come up. So him reacting to, what the hell is this code, was true. Yeah. He had no idea.
Like, lines were cut out to be able to, like, what the PC load, what is that? So that was perfect. Like, I mean, I've seen it. I mean, I'm like, what the hell? You open it up and like, there's no jam.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah. They finally take it out for the beating it deserves.
Yes.
They head out into a field and stomp the hell out of it, take a baseball bat to it. Michael Bolton gets crazy and just starts punching it. Oh, it was so... Everybody wants to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We've all had that printer.
Yeah.
Or that piece of equipment that just never works for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And it's annoying.
Let's see, what else? Then the guy they work with ends up getting laid off as well and goes to off himself by carbon monoxide poisoning, just starting his car in the garage. And his wife comes home and opens the garage and kind of saves him, and he realizes life is worth living. So he backs out to go to wherever he was going, and he gets nailed by a drunk driver. And now he's like broken hands and legs and neck and back. And so he ends up having a party, and so the guys go. And was it after they'd been laid off or?
Right after, yeah.
So, his name is Brian? The guy, Drew.
Drew, yeah.
I think it's Drew, that guy. He says to Peter, he goes like, oh yeah, who's this chick with? And it was Joanna, it was the Jennifer Aniston's character. And Peter's like, oh, she's with me. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, she gets around. He's like, what the hell do you mean by that? It's like, well, Lumber got with her. Yeah. And he's like, wait, what? And that's the guy that he despises, his boss, who he hates. And that leads to an eventual breakup on the highway, pretty much. And she leaves because she admits that she had gotten with Lumberg.
Yeah.
You later on find out that it wasn't Bill Lumberg. It was
Ron,
the other guy who had transferred out, younger guy. And it was like, oh, he was a cool guy. Like, okay, I could see that. But, a mix up of the names and stuff. You're like, oh, man, that sucks. But I think one of my favorite characters was the neighbor.
Lawrence?
Like, he's just like, hey,
tells you how it is.
Yeah. Hey, Peter, Channel 9. There's the breast exam again.
Yes. Oh, my God.
Yeah, he just, goes to work every day and does what he does and has a beer and comes home and just hangs out and just kind of easy living and whatever.
See, and I love Milton.
Milton was... I guess that was based off of like shorts.
Yes.
Like movie, short little clips and vignettes or whatever of that particular character.
Yeah. I just love him because he's that weird guy. And the guy in the office that is Milton. Mm-hmm. Like, he's just weird. He has his particular set of things, but he's always just like the doormat. Yeah. Like, everybody walks all over him, and that's just how it is. And he has his red stapler. This poor dude in his red stapler.
Yeah, they phased out that one and got everybody new ones, and he liked it.
He liked his red swing line.
Yeah.
Which, fun fact about that is swing line, for a while, stopped making red staplers. And because of the movie, had to bring them back.
The demand they were calling.
People were calling and saying, like, we want a red swing line stapler. And I think that's so funny that this one movie brought that item back.
No intent to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah. They're like, hey.
They picked red because it was a bright color on set.
Yeah.
In a very mundane gray office.
Well, was it kind of also based off of a Milton type of character where they had just gotten to they'd asked him to move his desk so
4
many times. But like that happened in real life. That kind of led to the story of like, what if we kind of expanded on like this guy's just he hates being there. So he doesn't even really get laid off. They just kind of keep moving him.
Well, he had been laid off previously, but nobody ever told him, and there was a glitch in payroll, and so he kept getting paid.
Yeah.
And then
so we fixed the glitch.
Worst decision on the consultant's part is to just fix the glitch and then not tell him.
Yeah, and it'll work itself out.
And it'll work itself out. I'm like, worst decision ever.
So then Lumbergh shows up to his desk and tells him, hey, we're going to grab your stapler and we're going to have to move you down into a supply room.
Into the basement.
Yeah, and if you could take care of the cockroach problem they have down here.
And he turns the light off on him.
Milton mumbles a lot and stuff, so he's just like, oh, you have my stapler. And then he's like, I'm going to burn this place down. And then foreshadowing.
Yeah.
So we catch up to the guys and he goes and checks at an ATM the balance of their particular glitch 3 days later, and it's like $300,000 and should not be that high.
No.
And so they all freak out. They're all gonna go to prison. They're all trying to figure out like who's gonna take the blame for this and everything. And so ultimately Ron Livingston's character Peter is like, you know what, guys, it's my fault.
I'll take all the blame.
I'll take the blame. And he takes out the same exact amount of the amount missing, the $300 in traveler's checks, and writes a note and goes to work late at night and slides it under Lumbergh's desk and quickly like regrets it. But then it's like, crap, it's over, it's done. Tomorrow is our day of reckoning once all this comes to light. Yeah. And the next day they open up and Lumbergh...
He pulls up and there's a fire.
Well, but...
because Milton tries to go talk to Lumbergh, but Lumbergh's not in yet.
Yeah, so he talks to the secretary. Secretary leaves, and it's like, you're just going to have to wait for him. Go back to your desk or whatever. And he just opens up the door, and you see the note and the envelope there.
He just walks right over it.
He walks over it and stuff, and they don't show him picking it up. But ultimately, you find out that he kind of swiped all the traveler's checks before Lumbergh had even seen it and stuff. And then just decided, you know what? Look, I'm not getting paid. I just got paid right here. Yeah. So he lights it, torches Initech, and Peter shows up for his last day of work pretty much. Yeah. And it's just engulfed in flames and everything. And he sees Milton just kind of like walking away in the background and stuff, like, I'm out of here. And it was it worked itself out pretty much.
Pretty much.
So, where'd everybody end up?
Well, so Peter got a job doing like construction cleanup.
Just outside? And
just outside, kind of doing his own thing, using his hands to work, whatever, which feels like that's kind of what he needed. He needed to be outside because you even saw in that one scene, like he pushes the wall, like he unscrews the thing, he pushes the wall down so he can see the window.
Yeah, just have a view of outside. What's going on instead of in my little maze.
And then sits there and plays Tetris eating Cheetos, like, which we all want to do at work. I mean, I would love to get paid for that. And then Jennifer Aniston's character ends up telling her boss off, flips him off because he keeps telling her, like, you need to express yourself. You need to express yourself. And the flair is the way that you can express yourself. And she goes, oh, you want me to express myself? Like, here, I'm going to show you. Yeah. And she flips him off in front of, like, the entire restaurant. And I love it. I'm like, you go, girl. Yeah. You go, girl.
I've been there. But she ends up working at the next door restaurant and stuff. But
well, because we all know that those chain restaurants tend to be next to each other, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like Olive Garden's always next to like Red Lobster.
Yeah. And then Michael and Samir end up going to the opposing company, the software, or I guess they're programmers or whatever for. Yeah. So they were at Initech, and then they go to Inatrobe. Yeah. Which they would make fun of, like Penetrobe or whatever and stuff. So they end up basically staying in their same field of work, and they pull up at the site. It was actually the burn site of Initech where they actually find the red stapler. And he goes, I know somebody that would like this. Yeah. So he intends to give it back to Milton and everything. they pull up if he wants to go to lunch, and he's like, no, I brought it to lunch. I brought my pail or whatever today. And they're like, yeah, well, let us know if you're ever free for hanging out and stuff.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I don't think I want to do that no more.
Yeah.
So, and then
you see Milton chilling on a beach in Mexico.
Yeah. And he's got the cool shirt that says, I eat the worm. And he's, he had ordered something and got a pina colada
instead.
And he got something else.
A margarita, and he wanted salt, and it came with sugar. And
yeah. And then he's mumbling again, and then I honestly, I don't think I caught it any other time except for this time. And he goes, I'm going to put strychnine in the guacamole.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, my God. So I could see why, like, he's kind of like the driving force behind what's going on.
Yeah.
And oh my God, there was talks about like a sequel, but it just kind of didn't feel.
No, Mike Judge didn't want to do a sequel. He was like, "This is exactly what I wanted, and it's fantastic."
Yeah. Some other people need to remember that,
right? I guess he got really mad because so this movie did not do well at the box office.
Mm-hmm. It made a little bit of money, but
made a little bit of money, but not a lot. And so it became a cult classic when it finally came out on. Probably video.
I think it was Comedy Central showed it.
Okay.
In early 2000. It came out in 99 and the Comedy Central kicked off. So in I think 2003, they were just showing it. Just probably, I don't know if you remember, they would show after 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. It would be uncensored. So then, they start playing Office Space. And they said it aired 35 times. Not back to back, but just like in general. And then everybody kind of over the years, it was just on, it was on. Then a lot of DVD sales before streaming and everything. And they said Fox Network that put it out and stuff, that's one of their top 20 most selling DVDs.
Oh, wow. Well, I guess the big thing for him was when it came out for the movie poster for the actual box office, it was just a guy covered head to toe in Post-its. It wasn't until they released it for sale that they added Milton kind of like peeking out behind the Post-it guy.
Okay.
And so really with just a Post-it guy, like...
You don't know who it is.
You don't know who it is.
In the movie.
Yeah, it's not a very good visual representation. So he said, like, this should have been the movie poster the whole time. And that's what we all know now as the iconic front of the movie.
Yeah. So many good quotes too from the.
Oh my God, you were quoting this whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, not the whole thing. There was quite a few though that you would say it like the second before the actor said it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Like Lumbergh has that perfect voice where everybody's done that at work.
Where you just hate him.
Yeah, if you could just. Didn't you get that memo? You know, it's like.
I'm gonna get you a copy of that memo.
Yeah, and then
I love Kung Fu.
Somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
We all have a case of Mondays. It's okay. And we don't need to be reminded about it.
But yeah, I thought it was a perfect movie to be able to. I mean, hell, you used to go to an office. You sat in a cubicle.
Yeah.
Now you're working from home.
Now
and
working
everything,
from home and
so hopefully you don't have any crazy like burn down the house type of.
No, definitely not.
But did you have a favorite character?
I love Milton, but I'm such a huge Jennifer Aniston fan. Like, I'll watch anything that she does.
Yeah.
She's gorgeous. She's so talented. Like, I just love her.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think I could identify with like the Peter character.
Yeah.
Of like not just wanting something more.
Yeah.
But it's just not going to happen, and it seems like everybody's pushing you down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But eventually you just got to find. Maybe you don't know that you like something because you've never even thought about it and stuff.
True. Yeah.
So sometimes you get kind of like somehow life just veers you in one direction. You're like, I really wanted to go the other way, and it takes like a catastrophic event, like a burning down your whole building. That like you realize, like, you know what? I do just want to work with my hands outside, and just kind of be free to punch in, punch out each day, which is fine because I'm doing something that doesn't seem like such a stressful work.
Yeah.
So I guess that was pretty cool. But how How many red staplers would you give this rating?
Well, I actually gave it 8.5 pieces of flair.
Oh, okay.
Because gotta have that flair on the suspenders.
Yeah, I'd give it 8. I'd give it 8 red staplers and everything. It's a good movie.
Yeah, I just think it's so relatable. Like, I feel like we've all had a job where we're like, we're just here, we're just doing it.
Yeah,
we're just trying to survive to the next day.
So next time you see it out on TV or stream it or something, it's on Hulu.
It's on Hulu for this month at least.
Yeah, so go check it out again, all over again.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Have yourself a laugh. We all deserve a laugh.
And enjoy a couple Dos Equis while watching.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna go grab another Dos Equis.
Well, I'm gonna beat you to it.
Okay.
All right.
So until next time, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you want us to review. Yep. And until next time, we'll see you later. I'm Aaron.
I'm
She's Christina. And this is Refresh Rewinds.
Bye.